Howdy do and how do you do, Skipper McGamey here, and welcome back to yet another Pokemon Sun and Moon strategy guide, and today we will be covering the Pokemon Tapu Fini, which is a Tapu Pokemon, and you may be wondering, why are you starting with Tapu Fini? This is the last Tapu you unlock in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Well, mostly I'm just starting with Fini because that is the one I have not caught yet, and that is the one I have not spent my time soft resetting the game to farm for the right nature and hidden power. So, anyways, let's talk about Tapu Fini. At first glance, this may seem like the weakest of the Tapus, which is what I originally thought and why I was in no hurry to get this Pokemon. But it's just different. It's not necessarily weaker, it's just different. First, let's take a look at its typing. Very good typing. We only have 3 weaknesses in Electric, Grass, and Poison. Two of those weaknesses we can cover with Hidden Power Ground. Okay, both Electric and Poison are they are weak to ground. So just get Hidden Power Ground to cover those, and we're good. And Grass, I mean, we're not gonna like that, but we can definitely tank a couple of super effective hits. Tapu Fini is very tanky, but let's look at its ability, Misty Surge, which activates Misty Terrain for 5 turns when the Pokemon enters a battle. So, when we look at Misty Terrain, if the Pokemon's on the ground, it won't be affected by status condition. See, that's good. Okay, we will not be able to be toxic. Will-O-Wisp will not work on us. Thunderwave, that will also not work. So we'll be immune to all those things, but the unfortunate thing is, so will our opponent, so we will not be able to use Scald on them effectively. So unlike most water types, you don't want Scald on this thing, just because of the fact that you're not going to be able to burn your opponent until 5 turns later, and you don't really want to wait that long. So if the Pokemon is on the ground, and so is its target, Dragon-type moves are reduced in power by 50%. So, see, this can be a great counter to Dragon-types. There are lots of strong Dragon-types up in Ubers that you definitely could want to stop. Like, say, I don't know, Mega Salamence, as well as, Garchomp, Zygarde definitely you're going to want to stop, as well as Mega Rayquaza. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to shut down all of those threats, but it'll definitely put a damper on them. Okay, so the move Nature Power becomes Moonblast. That's interesting. I don't know if we're actually going to need Nature Power, however. But if you do want to run Nature Power over Moonblast, which Tapu Fini does learn, just if in case they switch in another Pokemon and you want to try to make the most of Nature Power, you could do that. While holding the Misty Seed, it'll have its special defense boosted one stage, one in Misty Terrain. That could be viable for Tapu Fini. I can see that being viable. But let's look at its moveset next. Okay, when it comes to the moveset, there are a lot of options for this Pokemon. And first thing I notice about this is it actually has both Nature's Madness and Brine. Now, haven't seen anyone else talk about this, but the conjunction of these two moves sounds really interesting to me. Like, this Pokemon, it's not going to be the Pokemon you want to use to sweep or one-shot Pokemon. What I think it can be is a great wall breaker, and this is the reason. Basically, Nature's Madness halves the target's HP, no matter how tanky they are, no matter what. Ignores defense, just halves their HP. And with a Z Crystal, Tapunium Z, then you will actually be able to take off 75% of their HP as long as they don't protect. And Brine will double in power if the target's HP is half or less. So if we could use Nature's Madness to half their HP and then use Brine, that's a pretty good combo. But looking down here at the coverage, it's got quite a good bit of coverage. It's got Normal, Ghost, Steel, Water, Grass, Ice, Dark, and Fairy. So that could definitely be helpful, especially the Ice. If you want to take out those pesky Grass types that'll resist your your Hidden Power Ground, you could definitely pull out an Ice Beam or a Blizzard on them. So it also gets access to Toxic, as well as Protect and Aqua Ring if you wanted to run a stall set. So anyways, now that we've looked at the moveset, let's look at the stats. Base stat to L570, that's the same as all Tapus. Health, average, attack, average, but we're not going to be using that. Defense, pretty good defense. I'd say that's definitely solid defense. 95 special attack, that's enough. That's viable. That's workable. Okay, 130 special defense is excellent. And it's actually pretty fast for a Tapu. It's faster than Tapu Bulu, so that's definitely something to note. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, if you look at that there, it actually can, in fact, outspeed Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu has 75 speed, whereas Tapu Fini has 85 speed. So that's going to be important, because you're going to be pretty weak to Tapu Bulu. So it could be useful to outspeed it. So anyways, let's hop right into Pokemon Showdown. Spend enough time looking at the Serebii page on Tapu Fini. So, jumping right into Serebii, I want to talk about the first set, which is personally my favorite. May not necessarily be the most viable set, but I think it's definitely an interesting combo. Okay, so first, leftovers for the item, because Tapu Fini, it doesn't have a surplus of sustaining moves. It does have Heal Pulse as well as Aqua Ring, but I don't run either of those on this set. I'll just say leftovers for recovery, because it's got enough tankiness to reduce its damage. So anyways, let's go on to the EV spread. For the nature, I'm going to say you're going to want Calm, because that's going to boost your special defense and decrease your attack. And if you want to just round out your defenses, I'd say go full investment in health as well as defense, almost max defense. And the rest you could put a little bit in special attack. So let's talk about the moveset here. The combo I talked about here is Nature's Madness as well as Brine. So Nature's Madness, cut your target's HP down to half, and then deal double damage with Brine, which is going to have a base power of 120. That's not even including Stab. When you include Stab, it's going to be a 180 base power move. And with that 95 special attack stat, that's actually going to hit pretty hard. And also, Hidden Power Ground is definitely good for handling those pesky poison and electric types that you will be weak to. And Calm Mind, a good setup move that can increase your special defense and your special attack. Definitely useful move there. So yeah, let's move on to the next set here, which I'm going to say is the Stall Wall set, where EV spread's pretty similar, just round out your defense. You're not going to need as much, special attack here for this set, because it's just going to be stally, so you can put the extra EVs into defense and special defense. So for stalling, you're going to want Toxic as well as Protect, and you could also run Aqua Ring to get that extra recovery whenever you Protect, as well as the leftovers. You're going to just stall your Pokemon opposition down, as well as be healing yourself in the process, so that's a win-win situation there. As well as with Muddy Water, you're just going to want to have at least one damage-dealing move, especially in case they bring in, a steel type that is immune to toxic, or a poison type, Muddy Water, just for that stab coverage. Also, it can reduce the target's accuracy, so there's a chance they could miss an attack against you, which is always good. And next, let's move on to our specially defensive stat here. I just maxed out special defense, gave an assault vest and HP. So basically, if you want to swap into, like, against a really strong special attacker, like, say, Mega Mewtwo Y, or even Mega Rayquaza, although there's always a risk with Mega Rayquaza, because Mega Rayquaza can be using either a physical or a special set. You never really know with that Pokemon. That's what makes it so dangerous. You don't know what to switch into Wallet. But if you do find out that it's a special set, you could use Tapu Fini to wall that off. There's also lots of strong Ultra Beasts that you could wall off with a special defensive set, such as Xurkitree and Nihilego. But anyways, let's get on to the moveset. I've already showed you the EV spread, which basically makes it an unstoppable special tank if you're going up against an opponent that's using special attacking Pokemon. So first, your best stab move for the fairy typing is going to be Moonblast. That's going to be your strongest attack, stab-wise, as well as Hydro Pump, really strong water-type stab attack. And Blizzard's good for coverage when you want to take out those pesky grass types that'll hit hard against you, as well as Hidden Power Ground, so you can get rid of those poison and electric types that will be super effective against you. And of course I went all attacks because I'm using the assault vest, but yeah, you could also go physically defensive as well. You just don't get the assault vest. You could switch Life Orb instead, but most of these sets are physically defensive, but let's go specially offensive. So you could have choice specs as well. It's going to be the same move set, but the EV spread's going to be different for this, as well as the held item, which is the choice specs. So you can max them out Maximize your special attack, which at level 100 is going to go up to 289, as well as you can boost your speed. I went for Timid Nature. You could also go for Modest, but Timid's going to help you outspeed a few extra things. Just put the extra EVs in health. And basically, that is Tapu Fini. So if you can reset this Pokemon to get it to whatever nature you need, as well as getting a Hidden Power Ground, I would highly recommend resetting until you can get Hidden Power Ground on this Pokemon. It's going to be helpful, as well as get whatever nature you want. I know it's going to take a while, but getting that Hidden Power doesn't matter about the IV points because you can always bottle cap those up once you get to level 100. EV training definitely important, especially if you have Pokerest. But anyways, sorry for rambling on for so long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Sun and Moon strategy guide. Adios, amigos.